Welcome back. It is Saturday, September 21st in the MLB. 3 picks on the way. It's Austin joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. A 3-2 day. We thought it was going to be a losing day based on how the game started. And hey, we got a 3-2 day. We clawed back. Logan, 2 great picks. Twins ML. I had to stay up. That game was literally the worst game I think I've ever watched. That game was terrible, but it ended with a W. We love it. D-backs Brewers over 7.5. Should have been a first 5 line. They soared over. Parlay of the day cash, pretty sweat-free. Garrett Cole's over an ounce, and the alt under in that Padres White Sox game, which you could have taken any alt under. They didn't score a single run in the first 5. Then my 2 losers, the Royals didn't show up. They had plenty of chances, didn't come through. And Peterson's over in walks. Can't walk, guys, when you're getting tagged for like 9 hits. Just the wrong fade on David Peterson. But hey, 3-2 day. Let's hopefully build some momentum. As always, we don't do picks on Sunday for the MLB. Sunday's already a weird day for baseball, but we just avoid it. So you'll see us back on Monday, hopefully recapping a 3-0 sweep, and hopefully we can keep clawing into the positive. It hasn't been the greatest season. It's on pace to be our first losing season ever, but Logan and I are going to try our best over this next week to turn that around and hopefully end the season positive, and then maybe continue that into postseason. We will see. It is Saturday, so our college football video is already live. That was posted yesterday. I'll link it down below in the pinned comment if you want to see Logan and I's favorite picks. We talk about 4 of the biggest games of the weekend. They're all time stamped in that video. And we talk about 3 picks we love, plus a player prop. If you're on Underdog Fantasy or Sleeper or PrizePicks, you can tail those props and you maybe even win $50. So check that out. But Logan, let's dive into the picks. We got 3 of them. We'll have some NFL videos live today, one at noon, one at 6 p.m. So definitely tap into those. First pick of the day, I'm going with the Blue Jays, taking their team total over 1.5 in the first 5 innings, minus 130 on DraftKings. Now, I personally believe it's about minus 150. I actually almost did both of the 2 teams to score 2 in the first 5. However, I don't trust the Rays at all. Their bats are literally terrible. I think they have the worst batting average with runners in scoring position in September. It's either them or the Red Sox. Both of them are batting like 130, which is absolutely abysmal. However, I think they can get Diario Rodriguez. He is literally terrible. But I'm not going to count on them to score runs. I'll just ask the Blue Jays to put up 2, and we'll call it a day. Yesterday, the Blue Jays, this could have been a full game line as they scored 0 runs all game, 0 for 7 versus and with runners in scoring position. They did face a lefty and Tyler Alexander there. And we talked about this Blue Jays team. They can't really hit lefties. Well, today, they get the righty batting practice tossing Taj Bradley. Taj Bradley's been terrible. His last 9 starts, a 7.88 ERA. He's allowed 2+ earned runs in all 9. 3+ in 8 of 9. He's been pretty bad. And during that time stretch, we've talked about it. He gives up a lot of home runs. 12 home runs allowed in these last 45 and 2/3 innings pitched these last 9 starts. His last good start, I think, came against the Blue Jays in Toronto. But they've been able to see him pretty well in his career outside of that start. And in September, the Blue Jays have been pretty good against right-handed pitching. In September, the Jays 5th in batting average, 7th in OPS, and 3rd in WRC plus versus righties, and additionally, 3rd lowest K percentage versus righties. And that's important for a guy like Taj Bradley. It feels like the only way he's getting outs this year, or at least recently, is via the strikeout. And if they're able to avoid those strikeouts, I feel really good about them being able to put the ball in play or put it into the bleachers. And all it could be is a walk here from Taj Bradley, who does walk some guys, and a 2-run home run, and that could be all it takes. We've seen in Bradley's last 2 home starts versus Toronto in Tampa, we've seen him give up 4 and 6 earned runs. Both of those were last year. Toronto has now scored 2 runs off 5 straight right-handed pitchers. So sure, maybe that second one does come in the 6th, but I hope that's not the case. When we talked about Bradley, you look at him. He's 6th percentile barrel percentage, 17th in hard hit percentage, and he's also given up a 292 batting average with runners in scoring position. That includes a lot of his early starts this season when he was dominant. He was really good for a stretch in there where he had the lowest ERA over like 5 straight starts, and then the wheels fell off, and he's been pretty bad. Over the last 28 days, 302 batting average allowed, 352 batting average on balls in play. Obviously, this Blue Jays team hasn't been striking out a ton. Hopefully, that's not the case today. They're able to put the ball in play. When you do that, good things happen against Taj Bradley. I love their over 1.5 first 5 team total. But Logan, I'm throwing it to you. Scene of the crime for one of my losers. Where are you going?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to the Giants and Royals game, and I'm taking the over 8.5, minus 102 odds on DraftKings is your best value there. Now we look at this one. Yes, Austin, he got some poverty offense from the Royals, and obviously it was poverty from both teams because yesterday soared under, combined 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position yesterday. So this just screams Logan pick, right? Coming back to it after such a low scoring game. I like the pitching matchup today for both these offenses, though. Let's talk about it. Brady Singer starts for the Royals, 3.53 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP for Brady Singer. Now, I would actually put Brady Singer on my more profitable fade list this year. Every time I faded him, most of the time he has had bad outings. He hasn't been in great form this month either. 5.17 ERA in September. I like that. If he's gonna come into this game in bad form, it's up to the Giants to be able to exploit that. Left-handed batters have great success against Brady Singer, hitting 296 this year. Obviously, the Giants, I don't know what their lineup looks like officially, but they will have some lefty bats in there, and hopefully those are the ones doing the damage against Brady Singer, because the lefties have rocked him all season long. Last 14 days versus right-handed pitching too, the Giants are better than I really expected. 16th in batting average, which is, middle of the pack there. 13th in OPS and 13th in WRC+, so a little bit better than average in the other run metrics, on base plus slugging and weighted runs created. I really do think if we're looking at this Giants offense, yes, they are. They have games where they just completely take it off. They just don't show up. But I think against Brady Singer, there will be some opportunities to really get some runs on the board. The fact that Singer is 33rd percentile on hard hit percentage means that hard hit extra base hits are always in play. I mean, I've talked about Brady Singer a lot this season. When he gets hit, it's normally for extra bases. They go like screeching to the wall. I really think the Giants will be able to have some magic in those bats today and put up runs on Brady Singer. I think he's liable for 2 to 3 runs himself. And then we go on the other side. It's Landon Rupp starting for the Giants. 3.02 ERA and a 1.25 whip for Rupp. He's mostly a bullpen arm, but started the last 2 games. Went 5 innings pitched in both those starts. So how long does he go into this one? Maybe 5. Hopefully not 6, because that means he's cooking. But I really do think when looking at Rupp's game logs, something that stuck out for me, this is his first road start as a starting pitcher. I mean, against a Royals team that's like so desperate for wins right now, I don't think this is a great spot for him. I could easily see him giving up 2 to 3 runs himself. Last 14 days versus righties, Kansas City, 12th in batting average, 14th in OPS, 16th in WRC+, so about middle of the pack as well for them. You look at this Royals team, I just mentioned, they are fighting for their playoff lives. That you cannot afford to be dropping games right now with teams like the Twins and the Tigers still in the mix. I haven't looked at the exact AL wildcard shakeout, but I know they have to keep winning because there are teams on their heels. I expect them to be aggressive on the base path. Obviously, if they get on first, maybe 1 or 2 outs, they will probably be looking to steal and get those extra runs on the board. There's no reason for their offense not to be aggressive today. I think against a guy like Rupp, they can exploit him easily. Last 14 days, we go to the bullpens too, because each of these starting pitchers, maybe Singer goes a little bit deeper. I doubt Rupp goes that deep. San Francisco, 15th in bullpen ERA. Kansas City, 7th in bullpen ERA. Those stats are what I like to call a little deceiving, because I know the Royals bullpen is bad. They're one of the worst units in baseball. San Francisco's bullpen as well. I couldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. Each of these 2 teams is very liable for runs in the late game and get us over this total. I mentioned, I see an easy path to where each of these teams get to 4 runs themselves. And if they each get to 4, guys, they can't end on 8. The 8.5 would cash. I think both these bullpens are liable for some late runs. Give me the over in Kansas City. Love that as my favorite pick of the day. But Austin, you got one more. Go ahead and wrap up the video.
Yeah, we're going to a batter prop. We've done pretty well in these the last 2 times. We took, I believe, yesterday off because Masataka Yoshida didn't come through. However, I really do like this one. I'm rocking my Cubs jersey because I'm going out to a Cub. And it's not going to be Ian Happ, who I do have a jersey on for, but hopefully he's on base waving to my guy that's going to be at the plate, because it's going to be Cody Bellinger, who bounced 3rd in the Cubs lineup. I like his over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -120 on bet at 365. I want to say it's -125 DraftKings. So pretty good there. If you want to take it at -135, that's probably as high as I would go. Now, it could be counterintuitive to back a lefty, who is Cody Bellinger, against a lefty, as he will face Mackenzie Gore. However, based on the numbers and based on the splits, it's actually a pretty solid spot for Cody Bellinger to do some damage. Now, yesterday, if you backed him in a hit parlay, I'm sorry, he went 0 for 4, and 3 of those balls were hit 90+ miles per hour. Just couldn't find the gaps or find a get down. That was basically, it was just a bunch of fly ball outs. Today, like I said, he'll face Mackenzie Gore. These guys have seen each other before. Cody, 2 for 5 with the walk against Gore. So pretty solid splits there. I mean, reaching base 3 times and his 6 ABs against him. Pretty good. Obviously, a walk doesn't do us great much here, but a walk with the HRR prop's not the worst thing in the world, because we could at least have a chance at a run there. But Gore just like Cody Bellinger, he has reverse splits. He's allowing a 304 batting average to lefties, a 383 on base percentage, and an 890 OPS. Much higher numbers to lefties than righties. Now, I'm not going to say the righties can't hit him too, because his numbers against the righties aren't much better. It's like 265 batting average, but slightly worse against lefties. And Cody Bellinger, if you packed him last year in 2023, he hit 337 versus lefties, a career year for him. This year, he's right up there, 293. So a little bit different. He's dealt with some injuries this year, but still much higher batting average versus left-handed pitching than righties. And I think it's because they're giving him pitches to hit, because typically left-handed pitchers don't want to, walk or, walk another left-handed batter. So they're giving him pitches to hit, and he's doing something with them. And you look at Cody swinging a pretty hot bat. I know he went 0 for yesterday, but it wasn't like he struck out 4 times at a golden sombrero or whatever. He's batting 296 last 15 days. And you look at the pitches he's going to see, 3 main pitches from Gore. 51% four seam, 30% slider, and 13% curveball. I think the other pitch that he throws like 4 or 5% is a sweeper. Cody versus lefty pitches, he's batting 259 versus both the four seamer and slider, and 333 versus the curveball. If you look at Gore's numbers against lefties, they're pretty bad on that four seam fastball. Slider's not great either. I think that we'll see Bellinger be able to do some damage to Mackenzie Gore, especially coming off a game yesterday. There were no runs. And now you have the Cubs as pretty sizable favorites, minus 140 with the professor, Kyle Hendricks, who's been anything but trustworthy this season. What I also like about Bellinger, he's 84th percentile in K percentage at just 15.8%. If we know what Mackenzie Gore wants to do, he wants to become a strikeout specialist and strike you out. But if you see Bellinger, he's able to wait on the pitches that are in the zone. I think he can do some damage to him. Gore allowing a 351 batting average on balls in play this season. So like Cody yesterday, put the ball in play. Nothing great came from it. If you consistently do that against Mackenzie Gore, good things will happen. What I also like, in September, the Cubs 5th in batting average and have the lowest K percentage versus left-handed pitching. So coming off a game yesterday, they couldn't get anything going against Trevor Williams in his return. A righty in that case. To get the lefty, I think their bats will show up, and hopefully there's tons of traffic on the base bats. And either one, Cody Bellinger is part of that traffic, and he's getting on. Or number 2, Cody Bellinger is coming up with guys on second, third, and all he needs is a hit to cash this prop. I really like Cody Bellinger over in HRRs today. So those are the 3 picks. Cody's HRR. We have Logan's Royals Giants over, and then we have my Blue Jays first 5 team total. Let's try to have a 3-0 day. Let's continue a pretty solid week of MLB. We'll see you guys back on Monday with some MLB picks. And then, of course, if you want to go check out our college football video, I'll link it on the screen. We'll have 2 NFL videos dropping later today, one at 12, one at 6 p.m. Eastern. Definitely tap into those. Get some more picks for Sunday slate of NFL action. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you guys back in the next one. Peace.